There you go.
Okay, so hello everybody. This is Anna with Aislinn here. As you know, she's visiting and we're having a little reunion. And we want to discuss something serious for a change because it's been talked about a lot like in the past few years, and it's been becoming a major issue, like a major social issue anyway. So we wanted to throw in our 2 cents because, you know, we know everything.
Well, if I had to sit through like 4 speeches on it, everyone else has to suffer.
Right. So this subject is the question of legalization of marijuana.
Yay, we've joined the masses.
Yes. Should it happen? Should it not happen? Should it be left up to the states? Etc. Etc. Etc.
What do you say the 3 of us take a vote?
Yeah. Let's do that.
What is your opinion?
My personal opinion is that it should be left up to the states because I don't think it's something that the federal government should involve itself in. And if the state wants to regulate it... Actually, no, you know what? I just changed my own mind. I think it should be regulated and taxed. That way we can get a shitload of income from it.
And we can reduce every other tax.
Right.
What about the control of the paper companies not wanting it to be legalized?
Well, that's their problem.
Right.
Well, the companies only want to make profit, so every corporation ever is evil and should be demolished violently.
I think it's because you can grow your own in your backyard, which means that you can make your own paper.
See, what you should do...
But the thing is, not everyone is going to go out and make their own paper, especially not stoners.
What they should do is they should issue licenses to grow your own pot. And then, if you have a license, whether or not you're actually growing it, they should tax you for that license. They should have a special pot tax. And it would work! Trust me. Do this, federal government, if you're watching. Do it, and you will get money.
What makes us think they're watching?
Well, they should be if they're smart.
That's true.
Because we know how to run the country better than Obama does.
Apparently.
Obviously. Because Obama's not doing shit.
Now see, Aislinn's sister had ADHD, and she was medicated for such a long time, and none of the medications worked, right?
So the side effects are so crappy.
Right, and the side effects are really bad. So she gets this, let's say, boy, and they're going out and doing stuff, and,
I'm not listening to any of this.
okay, that's fine. And he introduces her to the wonders of marijuana, pot, weed, whatever the freaking hell you want to call it, okay? Seriously, it doesn't matter what you call it, it's all the same thing.
Right. See?
And it works way better than anything else.
Yeah, it does actually.
And way less side effects.
It's an awesome painkiller.
Right.
It's diffuses things and...
People are really funny when they're on weed.
Right, it's kind of amusing actually.
Okay,
and plus it's safer than cigarettes.
Right.
So
if you've ever seen the video called Reefer Madness, it is not true. It is from the paper companies, and they don't want you to smoke marijuana.
Right.
Because they're retarded.
And they're corporations, and they're evil by default because they're corporations. And the only reason corporations exist is to destroy the middle class, destroy the lower class. They should be taxed insanely. See, I don't know why people aren't doing this. Why are the wealthiest Americans not getting taxed more?
Right?
They should be taxed...
much more than anyone else.
Right. It's a no-brainer. It's basic economics. The people who make the most money will contribute the most to the taxes. And the national debt will be lowered the most because of tax income from...
And then China can't take us over.
Right.
God.
Except that we have the money through taxes that we never pay anybody back because we're giving it back to the people.
You know, we should also stop helping so many third world countries.
We should stop getting involved in third world countries.
Because it's
like,
their
take
problem,
care of
not
our
ours.
shit.
Right.
And stop using our resources, billions of dollars a day.
And we should stop researching so much into defense spending. There's no reason for defense spending.
Why do we need Blackwater?
Plus,
just saying,
if we legalize marijuana, that's one out of every 3 drug criminals out of jails.
And regulated by the government.
Right. Oh look, there's more space. We don't need more jails.
Right, so we can put people in jail who actually use like serial killers and murderers and etc. etc. People who are much more
drug dealers.
Right, people who are much more dangerous than drug dealers deserve to go to jail, but they can't because there are too many drug dealers in jail taking up space.
If they're just
if they're only put in jail for a minimal amount of a drug that they're caught with, then they're kind of wasting space. If they're a violent drug dealer doing things that are more than just, having weed on them or selling it, then...
Yeah, but see, if we had it regulated, we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
Right.
Except for the fact that violent drug dealers are going to be violent drug dealers regardless of
And of course, the biggest
regulations.
supporters of keeping marijuana illegal are the drug dealers themselves.
And medical
Right.
patients who need...
No, they want it legal.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Drug dealers want it to keep it illegal.
Oh, I thought you said legal. I was like, what?
No.
Yeah, because then
So shouldn't we be doing the opposite of what drug dealers want?
Because they know that their business would be destroyed because the government would
Yeah.
regulate them, and they wouldn't have anything to do with it anymore.
Right.
And see, I don't get why it's even a question. You know what I mean? It's like it seems so obviously a good decision. Why
It
wouldn't
makes perfect sense.
It does.
Also, because alcohol used to be illegal. Twice.
Look what
They did
happened.
it twice.
Right.
And,
Riots.
well, I bet if we actually had riots.
See, I don't think people care as much about pot as they do about beer, though.
Yeah.
I don't think people would riot if the same thing happened. I think.
But it's because they haven't legalized it.
Right.
If it was legal firsthand and then they made it illegal and then legalized it again and then repeated, then I think people will get pissed.
Yeah.
Make up your damn mind.
I don't get why anyone would want to, like, for any launch. See, this is why you can't, because you have to think from logic. You can't think from, oh my god, pot is bad because you've seen it on TV. No, it's just, you can't make decisions because of that because it's stupid. You have to think from logic and why it would be good because that's the only reason. When you think of this from a perfectly logical standpoint, it makes perfect sense as to why there's no reason for it to be illegal.
If you like Family Guy, there is actually an episode where in their town they made marijuana legal.
I saw that episode.
And
I remember that one.
yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then the paper company millionaire owner was like, hey, I'll give you this if you can get people to make it legal again.
Mm-hmm.
There was an American Dad episode as well.
I didn't see that one. I should look that one up.
What about the effects of, like, mixed drugs within, like, the marijuana and, like, the effects of that?
If it's regulated by the government, then that's going to be, like, way less, you know?
But see, it's people's own choice whether or not to do stupid things.
Not necessarily. Because when said boy introduced my sister to marijuana, he also got a batch that was laced with something else and she didn't know.
Right. Well, see...
That's the difference between trusting. It depends on where your source is.
Right, and now she's got a much better source.
And now see, if the government was regulating this, they would probably check for that.
Right.
Because they wouldn't be giving people bad, pot.
But how would you regulate that many places? Would you, like, create an example, like a...
Well, my thing is that if they were going to do that, they would probably...
They would issue a license
Right, they would
to
issue
grow
a
it
license
and sell it.
And who regulates it? Like like somebody that would, like, go to a club or a restaurant?
Why not the alcohol and tobacco people?
Oh, okay.
Because that would...
I mean, they're not doing that much anymore, right?
Give them something to do.
Right? Sure,
Make
why
them earn their
not?
paycheck.
They're already on the payroll, might as well use them for something.
Right?
I'm a bitch.
So...
I had to sit through like 3 persuasive speeches on this, okay? Seriously?
Yeah, in your speech class.
Right? I'm like, dude, pick something else.
Right? It's like, we know.
Everyone knows it should be legal.
Like, we've heard this 10 million times.
Right.
There's no debate on this anymore. See, in my opinion, the debate on this is like all the millions and millions of logical, perfectly reasonable pros, and then the one con. It's bad! Pot is bad!
So are cigarettes, and they're legal.
Right?
Right? I would rather my sister be smoking marijuana than cigarettes.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you have crazy sisters that don't actually exist.
Right, I have crazy sisters that don't exist. I have a crazy sister who ran away and married a scarf, and another one, I think, who married a hamster.
With a top hat and tie.
So your mother really is a hamster. I know what that is, but...
In your sister's case, the one who married the hamster.
Right.
Its father would be a hamster.
So yeah, as you can see, we're all pretty much united on this topic. So
Even though we have nothing to do with actual weed. Like, I don't know any dealers. I don't know what goes on anywhere.
I plead the fifth.
And I don't know where your sister gets it, so...
Oh, I do.
yeah, I'm sure your sister has some contacts.
Oh, yes, she does.
Cough, cough.
I'm not saying anything. Because that would be bad. For
Which is
everyone.
my disclaimer, I know nothing.
Right. Not that the law matters to me personally, but you know, I'd rather not. You know, be
It's
fine.
finished. Look at that masterpiece.
That is a beautiful masterpiece. Look at that.
It's almost exactly the same as mine this morning.
It's.
Oh, wait. Bah!
Can I draw a picture?
The spiral. Isn't that awesome?
I want to draw.
Actually, your mom.
I want to draw a picture.
There you go.
What is it? 420?
420.
That's 422.
That was not the time.
Well, it is 422 now.
What does that say?
Oh, weed.
Weed.
420 is the number for weed.
No, what do you mean number?
See, I know nothing. Do you see this? This is legitimate, knows nothing.
Anna's gonna make a masterpiece now.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw a kitty.
Okay.
Get off the seriousness.
And then we're gonna pack, and I'm gonna go, because I have to go pick up Brittany.
I should probably get going after this.
Oh, that's really cute. I love the kitty. I actually saw a hat like that.
It's a pink kitty.
Look at Pimp Kitty. Speaking of weed.
And